Very good morning, friends. I hope you're all safe and healthy. In this Did You Know series, as somebody requested, I got a couple of requests that why don't you make something on Ind AS 32? And suddenly what came to my mind is, can we think of a super summary in terms of Ind AS 32? Not in terms of that, we get a summary of each and every component, but if somebody were to ask me what is, the crux of the entire standard and tell me what kind of various instruments a issuer company issues. And I thought, let's discuss that with you. खुशखबरी खुशखबरी और खुशखबरी प्राइस हाइक को लेके बच्चों की बहुत डिमांड थी कि प्राइस इंक्रीज को अभी डेफर कर दिया जाए, और आपने मांगा और अनअकैडमी ने किया, जिसके अंदर प्राइस एक्सटेंशन अभी डेफर कर दी गई है। फिलहाल अभी कोई प्राइस हाइक नहीं है। जो सब्सक्रिप्शन प्लान्स आपके जिस रेट पर अवेलेबल थे उन्हीं पर अवेलेबल हैं, लेकिन ये अभी डेफर हुई है। कब तक ये पक्का नहीं कह सकते, लेकिन फिलहाल डेफर है। तो आपको सब्सक्रिप्शन लेनी है तो जल्द ले लीजिए, उस पर 10% डिस्काउंट भी अवेल कर लीजिए। डिस्काउंट के लिए आपको कोड इस्तेमाल करना है CAKB10। लेट्स क्रैक इट। In terms of Ind AS 32, I would say that there are basically 5 kind of instruments which a issuer company can issue. Number 1, you call an instrument as a financial liability if it fails the fixed test, if it is non-derivative, or it fails the fix for a fixed test if it is derivative in nature. Number 2, there is an equity instrument if it passes the fixed test, if it is non-derivative in nature, and if it passes the fix for a fixed test if it is derivative in nature. Number 3, there is a compound financial instruments which is non-derivative in nature, in which case we segregate the debt and the equity elements only. Number 4, we've got a compound financial instruments which has got an embedded derivative in it, which is basically when there is an option to convert, and which has got 3 elements in terms of the instrument. One is the financial liability, one is the equity component, and the derivative, which may or may not be segregated. The parameters of which is given in terms of Ind AS 109. And finally, the 5th kind of instrument is what you call deemed equity instruments, where the company, you can say, decides to present a financial liability as a deemed equity instruments, provided the parameters of para number 16A and 16B, the 7 conditions are met. So we can summarize and say that once an issuer company issues an instrument, it falls under any one of the 5 categories. Either it is a financial liability, or it is supposed to be an equity instrument, or it is a compound financial instruments which is non-derivative, or it is a compound financial instruments which has got a derivative embedded in it, which may or may not be segregated. And finally, there is a deemed equity instruments, which is only presented as an equity instruments, but it is not supposed to be an equity instrument for the purpose of discharging contractual obligations. Trust me, that is how one can summarize the essence in terms of Ind AS 32. Isn't that interesting?